My name is Garland Johnson. I come from Colorado Springs, Colorado. My system of training is called Chinese Kenpo Karate, and I'm under Professor Martin Buell out of Aiea, Hawaii, and the name of our organization is Universal Kenpo Karate Schools Association.
Okay, and could you give them a brief introduction on the success of your school?
Well, I think that the success of our school comes from having strong leaders, with Professor Martin T. Buell being at the top, and then Chairman Nicholas Coquinos helping us on the business end of things. And you know, we're blessed. We got our health, we got our family, we got our freedom. So life is good for us. So I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, you love them the same, feed them the same, treat them the same, but they are so different and so unique. And one of the things that I've learned is that if you pay attention to them, I say that the best counsel I get is from the counsel of my children. You know, my oldest boy is Andre, and he's 18, thinks he's a man now because he's got his license. But the best advice that he gave me was that there was a time in my life when I was out of 52 weekends, 32 of those weekends I was at a tournament, most time out of state. And I also remember that I was working 50 plus hours in corporate America, and then that's when my Andre, 5 at the time, he says, "Daddy, when are you ever going to have time to play with me?" And that broke my heart. So I sat down with Bridget, my wife, and we said, "What do we enjoy doing?" Well, we enjoy teaching martial arts. We enjoy keeping our family close to us. And I said, "Why are we doing anything else?" So with Andre's advice, I chose to leave corporate America. I closed a chapter on tournaments, and now I focus on the schools and focus on my family, and best thing ever. Then my middle boy, you know, Brandon, he's 14 now. And he says, best advice he gave me was that, he says, he's a third grader, and I was giving him a ride to school, and he says, "Daddy, am I rich?" And I looked at him and I said, "Well, where does a third grader get these kind of questions?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, let's think about it." So I'm kind of making this up as I go along. And I said, let's talk about it, Brandon. Number one, are you happy? And he says, "Yep, I'm happy." And I says, "Well, let's double check and make sure you're happy." And he says, "Number one, do you have your family close to you?" And he says, "Yes, sir, I do. Sometimes my sister's too close to me." And I says, "Okay. Do you have your freedom?" "Yeah, in America we have our freedom. We live here in America, so we have our freedom, Daddy." And I says, "Okay. Do you have your health?" And he says, "Yeah, my teacher tells me I'm the strongest boy in my class." And I says, "Okay, and then I ask him, "Do you know the Lord?" And he says, "Yes, sir, I do." I said, "Okay, let's review. You know the Lord, you got your family close to you, you got your freedom, and you got your health." In my mind, that leads to one thing, which is happiness. "Are you happy, Brandon?" And he says, "Yeah, I am." And I said, "Okay. In my mind, that makes you the richest guy I know." Now again, Professor Buell taught us you talk from the heart, tell the truth, you never go wrong. And so I made that up and talked from the heart, and it came out pretty good. And my daughter, best advice she ever gave me was, "Daddy, you're not really going to wear that outside of the house, are you?" And so she's my fashion guru. So, we're blessed. Again, we got to give them their freedom, and then give them the room to grow, and be there to counsel and advise and watch them, make sure that they don't do anything that's going to hurt them. But sometimes it's okay, in my opinion, to let them stumble and fall, and then you pick them up, and instead of saying, "I told you so," what I've learned to do is you ask them, "What did you learn?" And if I continue to do that way, then I think that we can set them up for success for the rest of their life.